What's up? It's Michael. Yo, welcome to Comics on Canes, where we're talking all about the Miami Hurricanes' first spring practice, second spring practice. They just finished it today. I'm very excited for it. I'm going to go ahead and throw in my man, Forrest Shaw. What's up, Forrest? How are you, bro?
How's it going? I'm fine.
It's good, man. It's good. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I got to be honest with you. You know, I'm kind of like everybody else. You know, at the beginning, I don't know how excited I was for this season coming up, but they made to me right now, they made the right moves. They got defensive backs galore. They got Carson Beck. So now I'm like, okay, all right. At least it's looking like a Miami Hurricanes football team. You know, I feel good where, let's be honest, when they lost 3 out of the last 4, at the end of the year, we thought like, oh man, we're going to be like 7-6 next year. I mean, is that how you felt?
You mean without Carson back and all these other?
Yeah. I mean, when the season was over, we didn't have Carson back.
Yeah. I thought we would not even be 7-6, honestly. Like, I mean, you know, I'm not going to be, you know, that was not a good showing in the bowl game by the quarterback to be. But it's funny because I believe when we did this last podcast together, you said you didn't care about the spring practice.
I did. You know what? I don't care about the spring practice, but we still got to do podcasts for us. And I got to pretend. And I got to be honest with you. I kind of care about spring practice now. And let me tell you why. I decided, not just for podcast sake, for us. I care, and everybody watching, please leave a comment, a question, because this show is all about you. And like I said, there's a lot of people that do Miami Hurricanes podcasts, like Alex Dono. He's the best. He'll give you all the facts and things, but what this show will do, and I promise you, and I said it, we have no affiliation with Miami. I'm not trying to get into practices, so everything I'm going to report, you probably already heard. But what I will give you is my honest opinion, because I ain't trying to be invited everywhere, you know? So you will get the hard, honest opinions. And that's what I really feel Miami Hurricane fans need. We don't need the same regurgitated stuff over and over and over, because Alex Dono's the best. Done. Gary Furman's the best. Done. Me, I'm going to be the best at giving you a point of view. So the reason why I care now is because the players I thought that should have been playing last year that were overlooked because of NIL now are making big splashes in practice already. And that's what I care about, Forrest Shaw.
Who do you want? Who are you looking for this year? Who's your
IMAX? What's up? Perfect timing in the beginning of my lunch break. What's up, Mike and Ford? What's up, IMAX? Always a supporter. Let me tell you, and I'm going to do another full podcast about this tomorrow. Forrest, you're welcome to join me if you want. But I got to talk about the quarterback situation at Miami. I don't like it at all. I do not like it. After 2 practices, I do not like what I'm hearing about Carson Beck. And a lot of people can dispute this, you know, because they go to the practices. But just anybody watching that agrees with me, let me know. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, the quarterbacks, Judd Anderson, Luke Nickel, look horrible today in practice. That was reported. They were off. They didn't look great at all. Luke Nichols, I'll give him, you know, he's a freshman. He just coming in. But some of us thought he was the dude that if you didn't have Carson Beck, he was going to come in and start, you know? So, Look, only his second practice. I get it. I understand. Judd, it's been there, 2-3 years now? Looked horrible in practice. You know who looked great? Emory. Emory looked solid, they said. Okay, great. Emory looked solid. Here's my problem with Carson Beck. Did you hear the players talking about Carson Beck?
I did not hear this, no.
Did you do any research for us on the first 2 practices?
I didn't. Just tell me what they said. I'm gonna
tell you what that. I just want to know because I want to know.
Like I didn't hear what they said.
I don't want to say. I don't want to say something you already had planned to say. That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, I don't.
Okay, so what I'm gonna say is like Mark Fletcher basically said, "Oh, Carson Beck, he's an alpha. He invited us to his house for the Super Bowl, right? Okay. What's the name? Inez Cooper, offensive line, says, "Oh well, we talk cars." And then some other lineman said something else. And even Mario Cristobal is like, "Hey, he's doing what he can without the football."
Yeah.
I don't get a good impression that he's like, look, I know he played in the SEC. He's a strong leader and all that stuff. But I don't get the impression and he can't throw right now either, right? And I get that. But just the way people talk about him, I don't feel great about him. Does that make any sense?
It would make sense if you explained why. He got invited to watch the Super Bowl and talk about car. At least he's
like nobody's saying like when Cam got there, they were like, this dude's a dog. I feel you don't have to throw to take over a room. I feel like you don't have to throw to take over a team. If Cam Ward, if he couldn't throw his first spring, he'd be in there like, yo, this is my team. Let's make this happen. This is what we need. You don't hear that at all.
Number one, you don't know that. You don't know that if he couldn't throw.
You do know that because they said that about Cam when he was doing it.
Yeah, but also when he throws the ball, that helps a lot for your personality. The heavy lifting for the parts that might not be great. And with Carson Beck, no one is denying his arm strength, his accuracy. When he throws that first ball, like that first deep ball, like, come on. People won't be like, oh, yeah, he's cool. We're good. I think you're looking a little too deep into it right now because I would say this. I would say at least that's happening. The quote you don't want to hear is, yeah, I guess he had a Super Bowl party and I wasn't invited. That's the quote you don't want to hear. Not we talked. He's got a car. I love cars. I wish he'd talk to me about cars. Like, at least I feel like he's, it's just the beginning, dude. You gotta give him a minute. Like, I feel like
I don't know, man. Look. Here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you this. We don't even know. Like, I hope he's ready by the football season. But if he's not, we in trouble. We are in trouble. And I don't want to cause fear or anything like that. But I'm just saying. And if anybody's watching, Joshua Leonard, am I wrong in saying that the players were way more passionate about Cam than Carson Beck? And it's not about throwing for it. Like, everybody's making this because he's not throwing. Throwing has nothing to do with a personality. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I mean, I'm not hearing that his personality is bad, though. That's not what I'm hearing, So I look. Yeah. Dude, I know we got to talk about something on here. That's fine. But how about this? If you don't think this is what I'm not even talking about his personality. Let's say you last podcast, you said you didn't believe, you thought he'd be ready, but you'd be cool if he sat out until the ACC schedules.
100%. And I got attacked for that by some people. I got attacked for that. And my point was, if he wasn't ready, that means he was still hurt.
Yeah.
And people didn't hear that part.
That's fine. But based on the early returns, if he's not ready to go against Notre Dame, you're saying you'd rather see Emory right now than Luke?
I mean, who else you got? Who else you got for us?
I mean, we got Emory and Luke basically is like who we're looking at.
Yeah, and you got Judd. Yes, I would rather see Emory. But I'm telling you this, just by the early reports, and it's early, it's the second practice, but that's quarterback room we used to think was so strong. It may be strong in the future, but it's not going to be strong this year. It's besides Emory, but you know what Emory's going to give you, But what Emory is it? Is it the one that played the last half of the last bowl game they played? Or was it the one that beat Clemson and almost beat Florida State until Tyler Van Dyke threw an interception? Which one you're going to get? I don't know.
You got to admit, Luke Nichols' name is really cool, though. So.
Luke Nichols, I mean, literally, I was one of the guys that were like, this dude, if we don't get Carson Beck, going to walk in and start. But all indications, his first 2 days at camp have been way off. But that's not a big deal. He's a freshman. But I believe some freshmen can walk in there, like the elite ones, and it doesn't matter if it's their first or second day. They'll tear it up on the field.
Yeah, I agree with you. There are quarterbacks always a tough one though with freshmen. I mean, there are freshmen that have come in, they start right away, but it's still, there's always that learning process that I feel like he's going to have to go through anyways. I mean, even if you look at Texas last year, like by all accounts, everybody thought, Arch should be starting, but there he was. He would come in and run some plays here and there and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I mean, he's going to be, I think there was better served like City here. I think that's what Luke's going to be served well this year, to be watching Carson Beck, someone that's, you know, for all
big shout outs to Joshua Leonard. I see more about Beck. I have to see more about Beck, but Cam has a different confidence to his personality. Reminds me of Kobe mentality. Yeah, Beck's not that dude, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's early. He's not throwing, but I'm not here. I'm just saying, I'm not judging Beck. I'm just saying I'm not hearing the things I would like to hear about Beck, even if he's not throwing. If that makes sense.
I mean, we talked about all last season too. I mean, to compare him to Cam Ward is not fair, I don't think, too, because
I'm not comparing him to Cam Ward. There's other people like when Inez Cooper is up there and goes, "Yeah, we talk about cars." Like, that doesn't show me a lot of confidence, bro.
Okay. You're talking about vibes still. Okay. And Cam Ward, I've never met Cam Ward, but he seems like he'd be just a cool customer if you met him.
Yes.
Like, you'd instantly just based on even that first game against Florida, when he was just lollygagging, for like a better word. His BP was like, 110 over 70. Like, that's not normal. So I just think I think he's a different type of dude for sure. He's in that Jaden Daniel kind of conversation of just like nothing's going to phase him. He's going to walk in. He's not going to be phased by the moment, the people he see, whatever. So I think Carson Beck is a little bit different, but I don't look at what he's doing as bad. I'd say right now, maybe, I think he's still trying to figure out his way to warm up to people and be part of the team. I'm not worried about it yet. I'm worried about him getting better.
Yeah, that's one thing. What's up, LOL 305? Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you, LOL 305. That's everyone against Billy Napier. Yeah, man, I can't wait till we beat Florida. I can't wait till we beat. I still think we're gonna beat Florida and Notre Dame. So, all right, I want to jump into some players because we're reading a lot about a lot of players stepping up. First one I want to talk about is JoJo Trader. He's killing it the first two practices. I was against Sam Brown getting all that playing time, especially over who's the guy that left? Jacoby. Wait, which one left to Alabama?
Was
that Jacoby George or was that?
No, Jacoby George. It was at the combine. It was just there. He's going. Sam Brown was. Was it Isaiah?
Oh my God, I'm brain farting.
Isaiah,
somebody help me. That's watching.
Was it Horton? Didn't he leave there?
Horton. Isaiah Horton.
Yeah.
Yes, Horton. So Horton left, and I was mad that Sam Brown got snaps over Horton because I thought Horton was better. And Sam Brown basically, I mean, this dude had brick hands. Hopefully in the NFL, you know what's funny is a lot of players that play terrible for Miami when they're here, they blow up in the NFL.
Let me just tell you right now, I went to the combine last weekend. I was doing shows in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I went to the combine. I was going to see my friend, Jaden Higgins, my friend's son. Well, but dude, Sam Brown was really, really impressive in the combine. Like,
I know, that's what I heard. And loud. He was loud too, right?
X just looks like a man. Like, on that field, there was like some people that still look like kids, and then he looked like a dude. Like, you were just
wait, who did? Who did?
X.
Really?
Yeah. He's just I don't know. There was something about him where he just looked more mature, but Sam Brown looked really good at the combine. I think they all look good at the combine. I mean, I don't know what I'm looking at, by the way. They do that gauntlet drill where they catch this way, and then they run down, they catch some deep balls. I will tell you this will make you happy, and Hurricanes fans happy. So and this is the first time I ever went to the combine. Really fun.
Let me ask you before you get in that story, is it worth going to? Like, is the combine a fun thing to go to?
I don't know. I don't know if I would make a whole trip to go there, because the way they have it set up is who's close to all the action are the scouts and the teams. And so the other part of the end zone is but I will tell you this, completely packed, no seats, completely filled. They still sell beer and popcorn at full price. I'm like, come on. But there's some fun stuff for kids. Like, there's a whole place where they can put on jerseys and take pictures. There's like a weightlifting area and cool stuff. So I think if you brought kids there, it'd be fun. But it still was really cool, to be honest with you. But I think I just happened to be in Indianapolis, and my hotel was literally a quarter of a mile down the street.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah.
And one of my best friends that I grew up with, his son is Jayden Hagan. He's running in the combines, a wide receiver. So I was like, I'm going,
Yeah.
But this was fun as a Hurricane fan. So they have, when they do the deep drill balls, they use the quarterbacks, obviously throwing to the receivers. And every time, what's his name from Ohio State got up there? Will, the quarterback.
Will.
Yeah. Whatever his name is. Yeah, he just won. He just won national. The whole arena. Boo. It's like not one other player on the combine got booed. Not one other player.
Hilarious. And I heard he didn't have a great combine, or did he?
He overthrew my friend's son. He overthrew Jayden on a deep ball. He couldn't do the out patterns. Yeah, he didn't look good. Dude, Kyle McCord looked good from Syracuse, as we know as Hurricane fans. He looked really good. Cam didn't throw, as I think everybody knows that. But it was look, if you're in town, it's free. Walk down to the combine. If you got to fly 3 hours, I wouldn't do it.
So tell me about X at the combine. He looked good.
He just looked good, and it's like when he just looked really strong, and he just looked really he just looked good. Like his speed was good. I don't remember what he ran in the 40 because I wasn't.
He didn't run the 40. He didn't run the 40. He's going to run it at pro day. But he did the shuttle. He did the shuttle.
He did it's called the gauntlet, where you then turn, and then he did a couple deeps and some out routes and stuff. But he looked to me, he looked good, So
did Sam Brown, the big news coming out of Sam, he made a lot of noise running the 40. Did you actually see him run the 40?
I was not there for it because they have it in groups of 18, the wide receivers, and I missed his group. Man. But yeah, so I didn't see his group. But there's it's funny because they all look fast when you're there. You're like, I don't know, 4.47, 4.52. So
Sam Brown, we can all agree, has all the stats, right?
Yeah.
This dude, he just for Miami, for some reason, he couldn't catch. He would be the last receiver you want to throw to. Like if I was Cam, I would make sure everybody else was covered before I would throw to him. But like what I was saying before is some players play they play just okay for Miami. They go pro and they accept. Tyreek Stevens, perfect example, wasn't a great corner for Miami. Didn't play well at all for Miami. I mean, he was average, but he goes to the pros and he's like all pro, all star. I mean, the dude is making noise. Yes. So I don't know. Maybe it's better coaching. Maybe it's like they mature and take. Like Leonard Taylor is another guy that was just lazy at Miami. Is it because the coaches let him be lazy? But when he went pro, maybe it kicks on. It's like, yo, this is my moment to shine. I got to make it. And you didn't get drafted, and now you're hungry again. I don't know. But a lot of players.
The combine, though. It's not. You're not getting hit. There's no combine. You're just running and jumping and catching. It's not like there's no real. There's not that competitive part of that, but he ran a 4.44, by the way, Sam Brown, and a 41.5 vertical leap, which is crazy high.
Insane. So what I'm saying, besides all the stats and stuff for Miami, he was not great. He was average, he was okay. I think I would rather Horton, but now we're seeing JoJo, right? JoJo is that dude. Because a lot of people, not Miami Hurricane fans, but the national media, they forget he was the second one behind Jeremiah Smith. If Jeremiah Smith wasn't on that team, he would have been the guy, JoJo. And I think he's going to have a breakout year. I'm excited to see JoJo. I'm excited to see all these young receivers. Malachi Toney, I think he's going to be the punt returner, hopefully, or a kickoff returner. He's doing well.
From Daniels as well.
Yeah. Now, for the people watching, Daniels, I'm hearing different things on I heard Daniels was not out there. He's nursing an injury. And now there's some reports, and this is all rumors. Like I said, this is rumors I've read and things like that, second, third hand, that people scared he might not even make it out there. I've heard that rumor. Now, if you're a Miami Hurricanes fan and you're watching this, is that what you heard, or what have you heard about Daniels? Because what's his name? Matt Shodell from, I believe it's Kane Sports. He made a comment in a podcast about Daniels, and now people are like speculating. And I didn't hear the comment, but I read the comments below. It was like, oh, so you think he's not gonna play? And then Shodell said, oh, well, we can't comment on hurt players. So it may be something bigger, But I don't know. And I'm just speculating like everybody else. So if you know anything, yes, CJ Daniels. That's who we're talking about. CJ Daniels. I haven't heard anything, but I don't know. So,
but this is also the year where like there's nobody set in stone right now. You got to go out there and, we got 3 freshmen that could possibly get time. Josh Moore.
Joshua Moore is getting a lot of praise.
Upshaw.
A lot of praise.
And Tony, who you just mentioned. I mean, all 3 of those guys. Yeah.
And also you got Nye Carr, you got Ray. I mean, you're what I think this is the best receiver room because I think they're all like 4 stars. We haven't had that in so long. I think this in the future, they might not be the most experienced, but this is probably one of the best receiver rooms we've had in 15, 20 years. Like it's just stacked.
The potential, like, we haven't seen them out there yet, but the potential and what they should be based on their, ratings. We all know how that goes in college, but the potential is like I'm excited about it because I think there's going to be so much competition and everyone's going to be so hungry. Cause last year there was only a few little slots that were open. This year it's anybody's game. You come out, you perform, you're going to take the position. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see it. So,
now, I do want to talk about
quarterback,
Yes, I do want to talk about the defensive side of the ball because Heatherman had a great interview. Let me tell you what I already love about Heatherman. And I guarantee you this will get toned back by Mario Cristobal. The difference between Heatherman doing a press conference, and you people watching, you know what I'm talking about. If you read what he said or you saw what he said, and Mario's very generic, right? Copy points, not really going into detail. Heatherman went into what players were doing what. And I guarantee you, this is probably the last interview he'll do that. Because he was like, they asked him about players. They go, Basaint, on the defense side. It's like, oh, Basaint, he's good. We're moving him middle linebacker, outside linebacker. But the first day he stepped in a lot of wrong holes. He didn't really understand the defense, but today he was much better. Too much information, Heatherman. I love it, but I guarantee you Mario hates it. He talked about a couple of the linebackers, and he gave great detail about how they were practicing. He gave details about defensive line, like Ruben Bain, how we all know he's a stud, and how basically Ruben Bain is going to be the leader of that defense with Akeem Messidor. And he just gives a lot of detail about what they did in practice, which I know is going to get cut back. And that's sad because it was such in detail and it was so fun knowing from his take what players were doing great, what players were doing bad. And it's going to be sad when that's taken away. Because don't you believe Mario's going to take that away too?
I know why you're saying that. I understand because that's how he is, and that's how he likes to give his own press conferences. And I don't know. I hope not because I already I'm hoping he's just gonna let him be him, and I think that maybe he will because that's what I mean. He's proven himself obviously in other programs, but he's still like a newer coach, So I think that he doesn't want to change him up too much, but
I hope not. Let me give you an example. Just on Pruitt, the linebacker. He says, you see how smart he is. He's playing multiple positions. He's doing things in space, in the box. He's a guy that can do so many different things on the field that you get excited about him playing off the ball, on the ball. You can put him in coverage, put him in the box. His awareness is outstanding. He knows the game. You can tell he's been very well coached. He flashes the way he puts his foot in the ground and breaks, finishes on plays. Like that's just about Pruitt. And he went on other players. And you got to admit, Mario would never go into detail about a player like that. This is what he said about Basaint. I'm actually reading from Kane Sports. He goes, right now, Basaint has taken a couple of different positions. He's communicating really well. He comes in and the defense is a little different. So he has been seeing some different things. Heatherman said, Monday, we may be misfits a couple of things. Basically, he missed the assignments a couple of times. Might have been some communication issues. Today, you can see him trying to communicate a little bit better and having a better understanding. And with some situational awareness today, thought he did a really good job. Like basically, he's breaking down Basaint in front of reporters. And you never heard anything like that before.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a lot of detail where as a fan, I'm like, oh, okay, I know exactly how they are. It's not like, oh, Bassane is getting better. You know, it like that's what you get in the past. And I hope if anyone else on this feed enjoys that, please leave it in the comments because I hope they let Heatherman keep this going on because I love to know that. I love what he said about, Xavier Lucas. He talks about Xavier Lucas today too. He says, Lucas, he's been outstanding. His football awareness, he's been great at the level, learned from some good coaches. And today he made outstanding plays. Like, I mean, he goes on. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but he's giving great detail. And I love, don't you love that? I love this information because now as a person that reads blogs, that he's the type of coach you want when you sign up for a blog because you're going to get great detail. You're not just going to get, we're good, we're getting better, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's everything I've seen with him. I'm in 100%. Like, I think he's got the right attitude, the right tone and stuff to come in and do what needs to be done with this program. Because obviously the secondary is all, where it's pretty much new except for a few people, but a few kids. But the rest of the team, the rest of the starting D-line, they're all there last year, so I think I'm hoping they respond to what he's bringing there because I'm really excited to see.
I think
that's what I really want to see as a D,
I don't think the offense will be number one, but I think it's going to be balanced. And I think the defense is going to be more balanced. I think they're going to put a competitive team out there. I think they'll make the playoffs. I think they'll shock the world. It's not going to be a shock to Miami fans. It's a night game. Miami, Notre Dame, 7:30 on a Sunday night. In 2017, Notre Dame tried to play us that night, and we saw, man, are you going to that game for us?
I don't have plans yet, but I'm trying to. Yeah, I want to. Are you
know
going?
What?
Yeah.
I will tell you this. I'm trying to book a gig on Friday and Saturday somewhere in Florida or somewhere like around Florida. And if I book that gig, I will put you on it. You'll go with me. And then right after Sunday morning, we'll fly in for the game. That's the plan for it. Now, I haven't told you my plan, but that's my plan for us.
I'm down. I'm down 100%. And I think what Notre Dame, I'm sure they know in their heads, but they don't know because they don't live in Florida. That humidity, August 31st.
Oh man.
Right there when after the sun sets or right around when the sun's setting.
And it's going to rain about 4:00 before the game too, to make it really misty. It'll rain for about 15 minutes like it does in Miami every single day between 3:30 and 4:30. It'll do some raining and then it'll be nice. The sun will come out. There'll be a little mist in the air. And then you'll hear Phil Collins. I can feel it coming in the air at night. Ooh, getting hyped just thinking about it, baby.
Well, I agree with you too. I think we're going to be solid as long as as long as Carson comes back the way comes back. Obviously, that's a big if. But I think we're going to be solid. I think Heatherman's going to go a long way to making our defense. And again, we talked about it last year. They don't need to be the top defense. Last year, if they were number 50, we would have been in the playoffs. But I want to see the improvement there. But I look at the schedule. I don't know what teams, who's on the transfer portal for Florida and other teams and stuff like this. So I haven't really, but it's not as, I think our schedule last year was a lot easier than this year.
Oh yeah. It's a lot easier, but I think our team it's going to sound weird. I think our team is going to be way more balanced, and Carson Beck compared to an SEC schedule, this is even though it's a tougher AC, it's a very easy schedule for him. Cause I can't see Carson Beck getting phased by Notre Dame or Florida. He's already beaten Florida twice. Like Notre Dame, that's just another game. I mean, he's played against SEC schools at their places and didn't blink. So I like quarterback wise, if he's ready to go, I'm not worried about quarterback. Where Emory, are the lights too big? Is this, that?
Yeah.
Carson, Notre Dame is just another game to him. You know what I mean?
We only leave Florida 3 times. So that's good. SMU, Virginia Tech, Pittsburgh. And Virginia Tech, as we know, that's going to
be
never easy there. Never easy there.
Especially if they make Like, I'm thinking that game, if everything goes right, that'll be to go to the championship game. It could be, right?
Maybe.
And Virginia Tech is going to make that game at night so their fans can go nuts.
Yeah. Second to last game. Yeah. It's going to have a lot of implications. Second to last game of the season. So, but I'm hoping Florida State still stinks. I don't know anything about what they've done in the offseason. So
yeah,
why would I?
So a lot of the Kane listeners, the comments on Kane listeners, they're saying Carson Beck had he played 8 out of the games. They played 8 of the top 30 defensive. Yes. So like we played 2 against in Miami last year. Like Cam played against 2. So I'm not worried about any ACC team rattling our offense. It's more about the defense. As long as the defense is solid, just solid. Because I still think, I may be crazy, but I still think we're going to score 35, 40 points a game, right? Tyler Van Dyke, even though he have the mental lapses, I think our team, and please, I know you guys are so good with the stats. I think even with Tyler Van Dyke on that terrible year, we still averaged like 32 points. It was like between 32 and 35 points, I think. Even with Tyler Van Dyke.
What season are you talking about? His last season?
His last season, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking up for you.
I think so. I think we were averaging when he was playing between 32 and 35 points. So, I mean, that's what Tyler Van Dyke, and no disrespect. No disrespect to the Van Dyke.
No disrespect. It's back, baby.
We're going to create a segment in the show called No Disrespect. Cam would have carved up the SEC. 100%. But he would have needed a line in the SEC. Like, if he had Miami's line, Cam would have won the Heisman in the SEC. 100%. I honestly doubt Cam would have carved up the SEC. No shit. Oh, yeah, he would. Yeah, he would. What a good line.
The SEC. Why would he not have done that in the SEC?
He's the number 1 draft pick.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you think he would carve? Like, he's going to carve up professional football players. You don't think he can carve up? Come on, man. Stop it. I don't know what, are you sure about that? That with the 8, I don't know if you sure about what you saying. Are you sure about that? It sounds like Urkel. That might be Urkel. Are you sure about that?
I got the stat here. There's 31.5.
31.5.
Yeah.
Okay, almost 32. I was close. But 30, that's 30 points with Van Dyke.
Yeah.
So with Carson Beck, I mean, let's say, can we say the defense will give you 3 points better a game? Can the offensive line give you another I'd say we're 30. If Van Dyke did 31.5, Miami 36, 37 points a game. What say you?
It'll be in the 30s, I think. I mean, our running backs, first of all, they're ready to go. We're replacing one person on the offensive line.
Yeah.
I like our running game, although you made me pick 222 or whatever. I think that wasn't close. Didn't even get close. I think it was barely above what it was the year before, which is still good. It was like 180 or something like that. But a game per game. But our running game is going to be there, like from day one. I think we're going to be ready to go with that. It's just all who. And I think the wide receivers are going to be good because I think there's so much competition this year. And like, look, do all the 4 stars always reach their potential? No, but a lot of them do, and we got a lot. Right? So, yeah, I'd say in the 30s. If you want an exact number.
The 30s? Are you saying like the 30s? I mean, come on, Forrest.
I'll say
the 30s. That's 10 points.
We were doing bold predictions, but I would say like 35.2.
Oh man, get it out of here. Get it out. Forrest, you make the worst predictions ever, man. 37 or up.
Different predictions. What are you talking about?
37 or up, Forrest Shaw. All right.
I'll tell you who's coming back. We haven't talked about Dylan Joyce. Come on.
Dylan Joyce.
It's our punter.
You want to talk? Go ahead.
I love him. I love not to see him. It was like the first 7 games last year. I think he was averaging 1.1 punt a game. And then it kind of fell apart after. But he was on a good pace. I only want him to average 1.8 punts a game. That's how much I want to see Dylan Joyce.
Yes, we talked about that. Are you serious about that? Emery is looking, yes. QB2, Emery is a great practice player. You just don't know which Emery you're going to get in the game, and we talked about that. If you can get the Emery in practice in the game, I think we're good. It's just he has to get his nerves right or whatever's going on. If he could play like he practiced, like he did against Florida State and Clemson, boom. But I wonder if I could ask Emery one question. I would want to know, did he know he was going in that game? Did he mentally prepare to go in that game the second half? Or was this just Cam was like, Mario was like, all right, you're good. We got a lead. We should be able to keep it. I would love, after it's all said and done, a year from now when Emery's out of Miami or 2 years from now, I would love to ask Emery that question one-on-one because that's something I want to know,
Yeah. I'll tell you who's got big shoes to fill. And I'm not kidding. It's our kicker. They take for granted having Borregales is just money and money from distance. Like in college football, you've seen how many games have you seen where you're like 23-yard field goal? You're like, what? So Abram Murray he's 1 for 1 in his college career. I think he had one Ball State or something last year, but I'm not even kidding with that either. Yes. I don't know anything about him though.
So let me ask you this before we go, because I like to keep these around 30 to 40 minutes. One player you're looking to break out this year, or it doesn't have to be on the team last year, just somebody you're looking forward to.
I would say Elijah Lofton. I just think I don't want to say we underutilized the tight end last year, but I just thought we had such an advantage at tight end over most of the teams that we play. Another guy did well in the combines. I think I want to see Elijah a lot. He looked great last year when he was in there, and he's massive, and it's like, who's covering that guy?
Well,
I want to see him. Yeah.
All reports say for us that he's faster. Yeah. And the problem is the other tight ends look slow compared to him. And I don't know if you saw from the first day of practice, they threw him a ball and just so nonchalant, one-handed, low ball, just boom, and kept running. Yeah. Like, this dude is a beast, bro. Yes, you're right on that.
Who in college is covering that guy?
Nobody.
I just feel like all day, every day, throw to this dude because and I know Cart when he gets in there, he's an experienced quarterback. He's gonna know what he sees there. So I want to see him have a huge year.
They saying Brock Schott looks great too, but what I'm saying is Carson Beck feeds off of tight ends. Yeah. What's that one he went to the Raiders? Brock
Powers.
Right?
No, Brock. Yeah.
Because here's the thing. You said who's going to hold Lofton in college? Who's going to hold Lofton in the pros? That's why I know he's going to be great. He could walk on pro team. I don't want to overhype him, but I honestly believe Lofton is a dude right now because of his speed and size could walk on any NFL team and be 1 or 2 as a tight end right now.
Yeah.
Right now. He's that good.
Yeah, there was times last year where he caught the ball and for a second I thought an offensive lineman was running down. I go, that offensive lineman's fast. I was like, holy cow. Yeah, he's an issue from second one when you get on the field. I want to see him have a season similar to the guy had at Penn State last year, Warren, who just dominate, come out there and just dominate. So
big shout outs to Hoodie Girl. Check it out the show. Thank you, Hoodie Girl. I'll be doing more of these. I know the basketball team at Miami is horrible this year, and I don't really cover basketball, but one day we got to get Hoodie Girl on. She's awesome. She knows her stuff. She knows all the she doesn't fit this show because she knows all the names and everything.
Kevin,
we don't know names.
I think she was all ACC second team. So.
Yeah. On this show, people don't come for the names. Y'all should know those. You come for a strong opinion, and that's what we give you. Melissa says anytime. I love that. My player to break out, I'm looking for 2. JoJo Trader.
Yep.
And I want to see Justin Scott break through on the defensive line. I want to see, we got to get these 5 stars, and we got look. If we all about you got Jason Taylor, and I believe the dude's Damian Williams, right? Is that the other coach that we hired? Yeah. If you got those two dudes and can't produce a great defensive line, what are we doing here? So I want to see all these young cats, the Armando Blunts, all these people, like just
Damian Lewis. Sorry.
Damian Lewis. Yeah. I want to see all these young dudes that were 5 stars, 4 stars, just dominant. I want the defensive line to be so dominant next year, right? That's what I'm looking for. The young dudes and the young receivers to shine. Defensive backs, I think we're going to be fine. I can't wait to see Popo at that middle linebacker position. I'm so excited about the defense, man. I think we're going to be good. Yes, Tooney. We already talked about Tooney, Melissa girl. Hopefully he returns kicks, punts. Let me tell you something about Tooney. I stood next to him. That dude is so small. I was like, how is he going to play? But he's already making waves. I just want to see him get hit once and make sure he's still put together. Because that's what he's small, man. He's small.
Yeah, but you're not a small dude. You can't compare people to you. Like, you're not, how tall are you?
Well, I'm 6'3", 210.
Yeah.
205.
Yeah.
But he was like 4'3".
Says what does it say he's here? He says he
was small, bro.
182, 5'10". What the hell?
No. That dude is not 5'10".
No. This is there's something wrong with this page right here. It says 5104. So I don't know what that means in height.
Yeah, he's probably 5'1".
180? That's a little bit fat. I think he'd have to be. Look, if he's 5'1", 180, then he's fat. Then he's like,
okay. So I was backstage. I don't know what they call it after the Canes games. You can. I had a pass to meet the players. I met Ruben Bain and all these people.
That's what they call
middling around. I met Ruben Bain. I met other players. That just hanging out, schmoozing. Like I met Sebastian. I met Ruben Bain. Who else I meet? Oh, Sebastian again. Oh, he's not on the team anymore. Oh, X. I met X. But anyway, I was meeting all these players, and then I was like, you know what? Hold on, I got to put our thing back up. I forgot where I was going with this. I was too busy showing off. Sorry.
About how the size of players, I think.
Yes, and this is when he decommitted. He committed to us, left us, and then he committed back. No, you're not Rudy. Hold on, let me get Forrest page up here. God dog it, Forrest. See what happens. Okay, so, and this is right before he committed to us, like a couple of days before at the game. I was standing right next to it, and they were like, "That's Malachi," and I was like, he looked like a child, man. He was so small. I was like, this dude is moving up a year, but apparently he's doing good in practice. But I'm going to hold my judgment on Malachi till he starts getting hit, like really hit by these big boys. Because I don't care what his if this stats say he's 5'10", they lying. He is not 5'10".
Yeah,
he's not.
How tall was Randall Hill or Santana Moss wasn't that big? I mean, we don't have to be big. Yeah.
Fine, argue with me.
I'm just putting him against some of the greatest football players of all time, but sure, yeah.
What you saying? They were 5'3", 5'4". Does anybody know how tall Tooney is? Like really? Anybody on this feed know how tall he is really? Malachi I know he's the real deal. Before he gets hit, I just want to see him get hit a couple times before I have full faith. Because he's very small. I don't know if anybody's seen him up close. He's very small. Okay, Melissa.
I'm trying to get you his stats, but there was
if he runs his routes correctly, he won't have to work. He's 5'10". That's
what it says. It says 5'10", 186.
See, this is 5'8". That's more like it. 5'8". Okay. Don't read the book, Forrest. They lie.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Call him? Like, I don't know.
Yes, call him. You comics on Canes. We should have contacts. We should text him right now.
Have his other number.
Malachi, how tall are you really, Malachi?
I'm certainly not going to say it like that.
Okay, Melissa Hoodie Girl, I love you. If he run, that's wrong because you can run your routes correctly. Ask X. He get hit. Look. He runs great routes. He get hit all the time. But I love you, Melissa. Hoodie Girl.
But by the way, just so you know, since you brought it up, the Miami Hurricanes basketball team men's has 1 game left. They're 6-24. They play NC State. And that season, they play NC State, and then then they get to the Big East tournament where miracles are made. You never know. I do know because I watch a lot of basketball. They will not be moving on. So, but the baseball team started and they beat Florida.
Hold on. Let me ask you this. If they won the ACC, look, but what if they won that tournament? Do they make?
Yeah.
Is it like football?
Yeah. Automatic qualifier. All tournaments, whoever wins the tournament. That's why when there's an upset and a team that wouldn't make it into the tournament wins their conference tournament, it knocks somebody else out that's on the bubble. So people don't like this, those teams don't like to see that. But if by some miracle the 24 Hurricanes won, they would make the tournament, but I doubt they will get past the first or second round. It's not gonna.
Say Hurricane 316 must have just started watching the podcast from when I was talking about Beck. If you miss me talking about Beck, go back. See, finally, people are like, yeah, he's right. You see, they're finally getting it for it. I think a lot of people missed it.
He didn't even spell his name right here, so I'm not going to take his opinion.
He spelled it right the first time, though.
Yeah. He had a stroke. So.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. I really I forgot to mention, subscribe. Forrest dog. I don't know if y'all know, but Forrest has a racist dog. So Forrest dog doesn't bark at anybody. His dog met me and started barking for no reason. I didn't do anything. I was like, hi. And Forrest said, Forrest was like, my dog's never done that to anybody besides you. And I was like, is your dog around any people of color? He goes, no. So it must be you. See, your dog's racist, Forrest.
First, I don't know if you remember the rest of that story though, but he's a rescue and he's gotten a little bit mellower. But that we were doing the podcast in the Comedy Cellar, and then you had Mike Winfield, I think, came in next.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, he's black, and he walked in and he barked at him immediately, and you're like, "See,
the dog is so racist."
I was like, "He just doesn't know you guys."
No, your dog's racist.
What do you want me to do? Throw him out the window?
Yeah. His dog voted for Trump. I'm just putting it out there. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe. Share it. We need to share it. I'm going to start doing more tomorrow. I want to break down the quarterbacks. Possibly it'll be tomorrow, the next day, or whatever comes up in practice. I'm going to start doing this more, and because I'm working on something big for this podcast, and the goal is to make this as big as possible this year, because Miami kicks off their season next year in Vegas, and Forrest is going to be out here. The whole crew's going to be out here, and I'm going to throw a big party. We play in Vegas at the Allegiant Stadium against Utah, and I'm going to throw the biggest party. Ain't no party like a party, like a Comics on Canes party. So we're going to throw that. I'm going to have DraftKings sponsor it. It's going to be huge. We're going to make this happen for us. All right, guys. So make sure you subscribe and like so I can have enough followers so I can throw this party. Yes, it's all about you. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Later.